Welcome to Inspiring People, the show about inspiring people, those who are inspired and those who inspire others. We all know them. They're good examples, they're supportive, they embrace life, they live inspiring lives in their day-to-day actions, and in turn, inspire others to do the same. Hi, welcome to Inspiring People. My name is Mary Otto and I'm the host of the show. We are back from our summer hiatus with a whole new lineup of, a really great lineup of inspiring people. I'm pleased to announce my first guest, who is Gloria Beck. Welcome to the show, Gloria.
Thank you.
It's taken me a while to get Gloria to come on to the show, but I'm so glad that she is. And so, Gloria, for the record, I'd like you to state your full name.
My name is Gloria Beck.
Okay, and where are you from, Gloria?
I was born in Shell Lake Township and very young age. I never remember living up there, but moved to Toad Lake Township, and I was raised in Toad Lake Township and was there for over 20 some years.
Okay.
And then I think it was in 1962 that we moved to Spruce Grove Township, and this home here, right here, is where my husband was actually born and raised on this farm.
Okay.
This is a home farm.
And I want to thank Gloria and her family for inviting us out here to do the interview. It's a beautiful farm, just what we've seen of it so far, and a beautiful home. Well, tell me something about your family, Gloria. Let's talk about your immediate family, your brothers and sisters, your mother and father.
Okay, my dad was a dairy farmer. Mother did all the work, a lot of work outside, I shouldn't say. She did all the work. Dad also had a sawmill with his brothers, the Wacker brothers of Toad Lake. I remember that as a child. It was a lath mill. And I remember Uncle Bill always tooting the horn at noon hour when it was dinner time.
The signal, right?
Yeah, yes. And I went to a country school, District 73, and I walked 1.25 miles. Our family had that far to walk, and after I graduated there in the 8th grade, I went to school at Frazee, and I graduated there in 1953.
Okay.
For the first 2 years, I had to walk the 1.25 miles, and then the bus came in, and I was introduced to milking at the age of 8, I think.
Okay.
And that was hand milking.
Yes, I remember that from my grandfather's farm too.
Yes.
So, okay, well, tell me about your brothers and sisters.
Yes, I am the oldest of 6 children.
Okay.
And my oldest sister is Jeanette Mickelson now. And then my brother is Roger Wacker, and my sister Sandra Hannibeth, and a brother Fred Wacker Jr. And my youngest brother is Calvin Wacker, and he is a SWAT team leader in Orlando, Florida. He was born after I had 3 children and Jeanette had 1.
I see.
And
so he is the baby brother, right?
he's the baby brother, but younger than 4 uncles and aunts.
Okay.
Or that he's uncle and aunt too, I should
Sure.
say.
Well, let's talk about your family, your husband and your children.
My husband was Roy Beck, and we lived in Toad Lake for a while after we were married, and he wanted to come down this way and live, and so we moved 1 mile east of here, and that presently is where Tony and Linda, my son and daughter-in-law, live and raise their family. And in 1969, I think it was, we bought the home farm here, and that's when we moved here, although we had been farming here before that. And we had dairy cattle, and I did a lot of farm work outside and all, and we raised our 4 children. And my husband passed away in 1999 of Huntington's disease.
Okay.
It was complications, and then my oldest son also passed away in 2002 from complications of Huntington's disease.
Oh, really? Okay.
So a lot of the things on the farm were left up to myself and my son Tony to do because of their disabilities.
Sure. And how would you describe your farm, Gloria?
It has always been a dairy farm. My father-in-law had dairy, and we went into dairy. I think the most my daughter-in-law and I and my granddaughter milked 112 cows at one time.
Oh my.
And then my daughter-in-law decided that she would like to go back to healthcare, and she works at Lincoln Park Manor. And I also lost my granddaughter to marriage. She went to the
No
city.
more milking, huh?
So, well, I was milking 80 cows every morning and night until Tony and I decided, well, we've had enough of this, and now we are into beef cattle in South Devon, beef cattle and organic farming.
Okay. And how long have you been in that kind of farming? I know we're going to be doing a second part to this interview with her son and daughter-in-law. So why don't you just introduce us a little bit to the farm itself? You mentioned the acreage and
Yes.
and so on. Why don't you tell us a little about what's on the farm?
In ways of crops? Or,
Sure.
Right now we're raising oats and hay, organic oats and hay. Years ago we did raise wheat at one time, very few, maybe a season or two, and then we had corn silage, and hay, and I think barley at one time. So I guess that's the extent of it. A few cats and dogs.
Okay. So besides the farming, Gloria, what do you like to do? What is a fun time for you?
I like farming. I like being outside on the tractor and all that stuff, you know. But I think my son thinks Mom needs to be in the house. I don't know.
We'll ask him during his interview if he thinks that, right? Okay.
He doesn't give me as much to do outside anymore. But what I like to do, I have been a seamstress for almost all my life. I have sewn everything from men's suits, wedding dresses. I have literally worn out, well, you might say 4 sewing machines. I'm on my 5th sewing machine. I like handwork of all kinds, and I'm going to go now and learn huck embroidery or huck weaving. It's a Swedish way of embroidering towels and runners on tables.
Oh, and where are you going to learn how to do that?
At Nordic Needle up in Fargo.
Oh, okay.
I have lessons on September 30th, and I'm planning on going there.
I so admire people who can do that kind of work, because home economics sewing was the only course that I really did not, I did not do well at that. So when I see people who have that talent, I really appreciate them.
I was a 4-H sewing leader, and
you were?
my daughters and some of my neighbors that were in that, they got to go to state fair. So I was pretty proud that they learned a lot in sewing in the 4-H there.
So what's been the best thing, do you think, about raising a family on a farm?
Just the quiet, the peace. I think you know where your children are. They're usually working. And I think that life on the farm is just, no one knows until they've lived on a farm how good it is to be out on the farm. And I wouldn't care to have raised my children in the city. But some people prefer that, and that's good too. We can't all live on a farm.
That's true too. So have you had a person in your life who's had a really a positive influence on you and helped you become the person you are today?
After thinking about that, I think my father and mother had a lot of influence. They were good working people. We learned to work ethic from them that we didn't have to, we weren't forced to work. And I think the pastors in my life have influenced me a lot, and a school teacher by the name of Ed Johnson in Frazee. And teachers can be very positive role models.
They certainly can. Well, Gloria, it's been so nice, so fun interviewing you and being out at your beautiful farm place. So I want to thank you for being on the show, and look forward now to the second part of this series where I get to meet and talk with other members of your families too. Thank you so much, Gloria.
Thank you.